Good evening, everybody. We are back here on the dish. We are going to preview the N.L.D.S. I will start off by showing you the bracket here that we have going on. As you can see, we already filled out the AL, and the dish got a little less bold there because we were 2 for 2 when we picked all the same teams. Let me get back here. We are with our people here, the dive through. Say what's up to everybody, man.
Yo, Dodger Nation in the building, stand up. Actually, baseball fans in the building, stand up. Salute to the postseason. A lot of action. This is going to be a crazy Oktoberfest. Drink all the beers, eat all the hot dogs, catch all these games. You don't want to miss anything.
And then we got his nemesis today. Let's see what he got to say. Young Swiss, what we got?
Not just today, every day. And as long as Ty is on the show with me, I'm going to have all the knives that I have to chop up every single one of his arguments.
Cuts me deep every time.
Let's get it going.
Well, let's get to it then, all right? So, as we all know already, Ty Through is here. He's our native LA Dodger fan. Ty, let's hear what we saw against the Brewers and what we're going to see against the Padres. Talk about it.
All right. So I am coming from LA, but residing in the desert as we speak, not too far away, but born and bred Los Angeles, and, they've been my team my whole life. So I know no other way. But anyway, let's talk about that wild card series. And it had me scared at some certain moments. So it was a little intense, too close for comfort. But a win is a win, and the L is a L, and young Swiss cheese and his Brewers over there, they can sit on the couch and enjoy the, postseason excellence that we're still throwing out there, because we came with the brooms, closed them out in 2. Let's take a look, though, at what got them there. The difference in this series was pitching. As we say in October, pitching is what gets these teams these trophies and gets you deep into the playoffs. Shout out to Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw. You came through with the 1-2 punch. And special shout out and tribute to Clayton Kershaw. You are still an ace, my man. If there was any doubts, yes, Walker went game 1, but if there was any doubts on who the ace still is in Dodger Stadium, it's Clayton Kershaw. So 13 strikeouts, 8 innings pitched. I mean, he did work. Now, that's not to, take away from Walker. He had, a respectable, nice game. Reyes came in, covered well for him. Because surprisingly in this series, the Dodgers bats weren't all there at all. Surprisingly, Mr. October, the former Mr. October, Bernard Turner over there, where were you, man? You were hurting us this series. Pretty much, it was Mookie Betts and everybody else. And what's the background, Mookie? You the man with the big bucks. You came through. Accounted for about half of the Dodgers' 7 runs that was scored this wild card series with 3. So that pretty much is half right there. So it was Mookie and everybody else. Close games. I was surprised that game 1, Jensen kind of looked a little rocky getting that save. And game 2, Roberts actually didn't use him too well. So Kenley, you still have, some flashes and you still have something in the tank, but could this be, the downturn of Kenley Jensen as, that dynamite closer? Maybe. And we'll see what happens with this series. But like I said, pretty much it was all pitching for the Dodgers. I mean, simple as that. Pitching and one guy, Mookie. So with that, I'm happy that we put off the sweep. I'm glad it didn't go 3 games, because had it gone 3 games, man, I would have had a heart attack. But with that, I'll pass it along to young Swiss cheese before he gets mad about me dissing the Brewers. And I don't want to have, to say too much about the Brewers, except for you showed up, you competed, go home, enjoy the rest.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Jorge. That was blasphemous. Go ahead, Jorge.
Yeah, so the team that LA is going to be facing is the Padres. The Padres actually came to life in Game 2 of their series and the wild card. Game 1 was horrible for them. They lost the first game, and they looked like they were on their heels up until probably about midway through Game 2, and their bats came to life. Their bats came to life in a huge way, and the person that, and I got to give credit to him too, Ty. Ty and I picked Tatis. You know, he came to life, and he was huge, and he came up with 2 home runs. He had 5 RBIs. He he he's a spark to that lineup. He's a spark to that lineup, and they need him. And he came up with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, like I said, and in total, the Padres hit five home runs that game, which was huge because it woke them up and actually carried them into Game 3 against the Cardinals. And actually, in Game 3, it wasn't even the bats that took center stage. It was their pitching. They had 8 pitchers that accounted for 9 innings, and I think it was a 6-hit shutout against a pretty good Cardinals team that has postseason experience, and pretty much put them away. And, you know, we all said that the Padres are young. We also were talking about the Padres not having pitching that series because Lamet was out, and so was Clevenger. Now, Clevenger may actually be available for this. That help him. Now, Lamet, he got that wrong. So, and I think that for the Padres to have a chance against this LA team, they have to have one of those 2 pitchers to come back, whether it's Clevenger or Lament. They're going to need him. They're gonna need to slow down the lineup for LA. And more importantly, they're gonna need to slow down Mookie Betts. That is, I think, gonna be the key. As far as my pick goes, we're gonna go around the room here. I'll give my pick last, just because I think I know where this is going. Swish, let me hear what you got. What do you got to say?
Yeah. In all honesty, to pick, just because after 1 and 2 for the Dodgers, who do you have? And it's not like it's, that the pitching battles aren't going to be fantastic. And as we've seen in the playoffs so far, that pitching obviously matters, but a lot of teams are scoring a lot of runs. And it just seems as if, I wouldn't say the pitching has been terrible, but there has been a lot. In the last couple of games, there have been a lot of managerial changes that are kind of weird. And we know Dave Roberts, sometimes he seems to panic a little bit. And with a lineup like the Padres, some things happen. They'll hit a home run, or they'll rally in 1 inning, and you kind of just have to withstand that and not make huge adjustments sometimes if you're Dave Roberts. And I know he's been criticized on that in the past. So this one's hard. This one is really hard. I think that they kind of just like split game. I think this is going to be a very fun series. I'm going to pick the Padres in 5. And 5, I think, is going to go, the 5th game is going to go extras. This is going to be a super fun series.
Why do you think the Padres will win at 5? Is it their lineup a difference, or do you think their pitching is going to come through for them?
No, I don't really think it's going to be the pitching. I think the lineup is just too hard to hold. I think Walker can hold them down. I think he can and will hold them down in Game 1. I just think it's one of those things that we talked about last time, where Kershaw should pitch game 2 against the Brewers to get confidence. The confidence can work in his favor, but if Tatis does hit a home run, or Machado does hit a home run, or Hosmer does hit a home run, or Grisham does hit a home run, does Kershaw's confidence just sink after that? And that could be the story of game 2. And once we're out of game 2, it could be 1-1 with we don't know who's going to pitch, 3, 4, and 5. So with that being said, that's where I'm coming from. Like, I don't think the pitching is going to matter too much, but I think that, just what we saw from the Padres in that now the Dodgers lineup is a lot better, especially when on. The Brewers, they did a good job of containing most of the lineup, but especially when on, the Dodgers lineup is amazing and way better than St. Louis's lineup. But we saw the bullpen from San Diego come in, contain the lineup from St. Louis. So I just think it's an interesting series. I think no matter who wins, it goes 5. And I think the 5th game is going to be surprising to a lot of people. I think it'll be probably low scoring and an extra inning game. So I'm going San Diego, their lineup, and the young guys, and 5.
All right. All right.
And we don't have to.
We know where this is going.
It's all right. You're muted. Well, that's fine too. No, keep it like that.
So you know what?
We should have never said anything.
I'll let him have his moment. I have nothing but respect for my nemesis, as Guru would like to put. But he's wrong on this one. There is no way that this series goes 5 with the Padres coming out on top. Even though I'm impressed with this young team, and they showed a lot of heart coming against that Cardinals team, specifically in game 3 coming back. There is no way you pitch 9 different pitchers in a game and you win this series. That is what the Padres did in game 3. 9 different pitchers pitched that game. Nobody in that whole series, I think, pitched probably deep in that whole series. That's ridiculous. You can't do that against this talented and deep lineup that the Dodgers have. Now, granted, the Brewers bullpen did, contain, surprisingly, stop, the potent offense, but they'll bounce back. If anything, you have a division rival, so you're going to be pumped for that. And how do you recover from a 3-game series where you had so many pitchers, pitching, where you have so much different knowledge as far as what people are bringing to the table? And then on top of that, health is going to be the X factor in the series, and all season long, who has been one of the healthier teams in the major leagues? The Dodgers. So that's sort of my X factor as far as just health in this one, because if we had, a fully healthy Padres team, maybe it goes 5. But give me the Dodgers in 4. I think, Bellinger will stay consistent. I think Turner will come back. I think Will Smith is going to, do his thing as well. Seager, of course. And that's just too much, depth in that lineup for not only the Padres starting pitching, which did horrible against the Cardinals. You forget how many runs they gave up there to St. Louis. And that puts too much pressure on the bullpen. And I don't think these young guns are ready for that just yet. Give me the Dodgers in 4. Young Swiss cheese, too many holes in your analysis, brother.
So again, I'm the one that breaks the tie here. So let me also tell you guys that this field that they're going to be playing on, which is Global Life Field, is in Arlington, Texas, and the Rangers play in it, And this is the only baseball field that's being used for the bubble, which the playoff team is not in the actual playoffs. So Rangers, step up your game there, please. Second, the Padres actually played LA really, really well in the regular season. They dropped 6, but they beat them 4 times. They only played them 10 times. It's pretty good against a good LA team, which we talked about only dropped 1 series the entire regular season, which was 60 games. Now, you're right, Ty. The Dodgers have been really healthy. Now, they are going to be missing probably 2 key pitchers, if not 1, on the Padres side, which will be Lamont or Clevenger. depending on what happens and who they're going to slide in for game 2 or 3. Now, with that being said, I saw in the Padres something that very many lineups, excuse me, in the major leagues cannot do, except probably the Yankees, is put up the runs that LA can put up in game 2 against St. Louis, which they beat them 11-9. That's going to be key. That's going to be huge. I think that with that game 2 and 3, what they had against the Cardinals, and against a Cardinal team that has a lot of postseason experience, the same can be said about the Dodgers. I just think that this is the right year. This is coming together for them, and they're getting hot, and they're playing a team in a division rival that they know really well. Not only do they know their starters, they know their pen, they know their tendencies, they know what they like to throw and what they like to, do when they're behind or ahead in the count. And I just think they have too many bats to put up the runs and outscore LA, which not a lot of teams can. And I have the Padres in 5. I think the Padres are going to take this series, and I think they're going to go to the CS, and they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think one of them will probably be a pitcher's duel, maybe the one with Kershaw. Probably not. Who knows? He's choked before, so we'll see. But I got the Padres in 5. I think the Padres are going to do it.
I know Ty's over there feeling a little bit like Vic Jr. What? There you go.
My face is so red right now.
It's
So
it's all right. It's gonna be worse after the series.
Let me tell you this: if the Padres do pull it off, and we've been saying this probably for 4 or 5 shows straight, you better get ready. You're not gonna hear the end of it. Swiss is coming for that neck, you know it. So your Dodgers better pull it off.
Which one do you like the best, Ty? Tell me, which one do you like the best?
All right, guys. With that being said, let's go to the next series. Let's hear some pointers as far as the Marlins go. Swiss, what you got?
Contra. You've got to win game 1 if you want to have a chance in this series. The Braves can show that they can pitch. They can hit. Their bats weren't fully awake against the Reds, but the Reds have amazing starting pitching, and I can't really say like, oh my gosh, the bats were terrible. They played against Trevor Bauer and Luis Castillo. I mean, it's going to be hard for your bats to be good in those games, and they edged out those games. The reason why their pitching was amazing, and the Reds, they kind of made some errors, but for the Marlins, you have to take advantage. That's something that the Reds needed to do. You have to take advantage every chance you get. One key thing about the Marlins I don't like: scored 7 runs against the Cubs. They scored all 7 in the 7th inning of each game. Outside of the 7th inning of both games, they didn't score anything. 6 of their runs came by the home run ball. That's not going to get it done against the Braves. You're not going to get into a slugfest with the Braves and win. If you're Miami, you've got to be able to hit. You've got to, I know yesterday we talked about Tim Anderson. You've got to be able to get guys on base and get those key at bats and get hits when you need them. Play small ball against this Braves team. They're not going to give a lot of home runs up. So you have to play small ball. But the Marlins, they got it done against Chicago. And 2, I really don't like I said, I really don't like how they got it done. Alcantara pitched a good game. Sixto Sanchez came in for game 2, pitched a good 5 innings. And, the rest of their bullpen just held down a Cubs offense that has been very inconsistent this year. But as we say, at this time, everybody is kind of at their best. And that lineup is very, very good. Inconsistent or not, that lineup, their potential is very, very good. And they got shut all the way down. But again, I don't like how the Marlins score, 6 of the 7 runs via home run, all in the 7th inning. I know we had a stat a few weeks ago that if games gone 7 innings, they love those. They love the 7-inning games. And I can see why now. But the Marlins, that's how they got it done. I personally do not like how they got it done. I prefer to see it if they can do a little more small ball. That'll be amazing. Hit some singles, man. Hit some doubles. Have some better play discipline. Work the counts. But this Marlins team is, we'll get them in one inning and that's it, and be a home run. That's not gonna work too long. So they're gonna have to switch up their approach going into the N.L.D.S. against the Braves. But hey, man, as much as I can hate, they made it here, and that's something that my team did not.
Yeah, so I got to preview the A's and the Braves and Reds series. Let me tell you something. The Braves did something in which we thought the Reds were going to do to the Braves. Pitching, man. Pitching. We've said this over and over again. And we've also said that the Braves have one of the lineup to where if they get the pitching to go with the bats, they can be dangerous. And they had that last series. They had that. They had in game one, 7 pitchers combined to go 13 innings for shutout ball. That's insane. With Fried starting, going 7 innings, allowing 6 hits and 5 strikeouts. The only downfall to that game really was they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. But the one hit that they did get was Freeman, and that was the game-winning single, and they won 1-0. So they shut the Braves, they shut the Reds out. Now in game 2, again, pitching. They outpitched the Reds using 4 pitchers and a shutout. Ian Anderson was great. 6 innings. He only allowed 2 hits and 9 strikeouts. And meanwhile, in this game, the Braves offense, they came alive and went and hit 2 2-run home runs in the 8th against the Reds' pen. And that's what the difference was. Those 2 clutch home runs. Now, they still need to get better with runners on. They're 0 for 4 and a total of 8 runners left on base in that game. They need to get better. Ty, what do you got on this series coming up against the Marlins and the Braves?
So I'm going to apologize. My man Trav, I called the Reds and, I got egg on my face. So this time I'm not going to make the mistake of counting out the Braves. I say you will get back to the NLCS. The last time you were there was at 2001. So you guys are due. I will say this about this series. Both teams hit like crap in the wild card series. You had the Braves at 195, and you had the Marlins at 203. You will not win this series if you do the same thing. Difference maker, and my X factor will go to the Braves on this one. When you have close games and you're not scoring double-digit runs, your stars are going to shine, a la the Dodgers and Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman, I need you to shine with Ronald Acuna. So Acuna did it all. Like, stole bases. He, put some runs across the plate, had a home run too. So he showed up, but you need your MVP candidate to actually show why he was the MVP as well. So Freeman, this one's on you. Make it happen for the Braves and get them back to the NLCS after a long time. Give me Braves and 4.
Braves and 4. All right, Swiss. What do you say? Who do you got in how many games?
Just because Ty picked the Braves, I am going to go with the. I'm also going to go with the Braves. I'll take the Braves and 4. You said 2001. That would be against the Marlins, right?
I think that was, yeah.
I think that was.
And that's a team that held them back from the World Series. They got a chance to beat the Marlins here to go back to the NLCS. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
History.
So I want to give a couple of points tonight. I think, to be honest with you, the X factor is going to be where they're playing. They're playing in Astros field, and I don't know what the park is called anyway. But I think that park is not going to be able to hold Atlanta's lineup. I don't see the Marlins doing what they did to Chicago to the Braves. That's just not going to happen in this ballpark. I think the Braves are going to put up a lot of runs, and Marlins are going to be overwhelmed. And I agree. I got the Marlins. I'm sorry, not the Marlins. I got the Braves in 4. I'll give one game to the Marlins just because they're a division rival. You know, they do know each other, but I just think the Braves are too deep, too good, and the Marlins just got the right opponent. Just got the right opponent just got the right opponent in the Cubs. And then 2001, it was actually against the Diamondbacks that the Braves beat. Yeah. So, so with that being said, guys, we just previewed the NL. What do you guys have as far as closing thoughts? As far as what you think about these games? What do you want to see? You know, give me a couple of things.
So you want to start off? Are you?
No,
okay,
I'm gonna be respectful.
Well, for once in your life. So I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Salute to the young players. Now the Marlins, obviously, I think probably have the youngest team in this postseason. Probably so many rookies on that team. It's crazy. But anyway, this is what the show is all about, is as far as who takes that next step. And you're seeing, you know, a lot of people you haven't, you know, really see shine. And I'm excited to see that. Now, let me just throw out for this Miami Braves series in the season. I think they split. No, they didn't split, but the Braves won 6 out of 10. So it's kind of like the Dodgers and the Padres. These teams play each other well, and that's usually the case with division rivals. So that's one thing I'm excited about this postseason. And for the NL side, is that division rivalries, you know, are key. And who can ever come out on top? That's going to probably be as far as who comes out on top, the most dominant. That's most likely going to be your representative for the National League. So Dodgers, don't let me down. Braves, I'm watching you, but I ain't scared.
like Ty said, for once in my life. So after that one, I'm gonna say blah 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 blah. I like the setup. We got the AL East, we got the AL West, we got the NL West, and we got the NL East. So I like the setup. See you later, Central. This is gonna be good, man. This is gonna be good. We got it until Friday. Let's cherish it, and before we move on to the CSs, and we're gonna get some good baseball. We're gonna see the Dodgers lose. I'm excited for this week.
Oh man! So with them saying their final thoughts, that's what I gotta say. Let's just get another good round. You know, playoff baseball. Let's see what happens. You know, like already just said, we have the West against the East. The Central is gone. No team left there. Let's just you know. Let the teams play out. You know, they're not familiar with these fields at all because they're all playing in NL's playing in AL, AL's playing in NL. Weird season, weird series. Let's see. You know, honestly, the better teams are gonna come out on top. You know, and let's just get baseball. Let's see if pitching outdoes the lineups, or if the lineups actually catch up and would outslug and beat the pitching that we have in these series. Well, you know, only time will tell. Now, this is the dish again from the scene. This is my man, Ty through, always hungry. He got Mookie in the back. Let's see if he cries after Game 4. We'll stay tuned. My man, Swiss, signing off.